Again, good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending this Sunday service today. So today, I'd like to talk about Reverend Jim Warwick. So I hope you still remember. He was a minister here at the Seattle Bethlehem. Then now he's serving for White River Buddhist Temple as a Kaikyo Shiho assistant minister. Then he's going to retire end of this month. So first of all, I'd like to congratulate his retirement, and I'd like to express my deepest respect and appreciation to his effort, his contribution to spread the teaching of Buddha Dharma. So he received Tokudo ordination in 2003 and Kyoshi certification in 2007. So since then, he served Seattle Bethlehem as ordained Jodo Shinshu minister. And after Reverend Ogui's retirement, he started serving White River Buddhist Temple in June 2018. So about 4 years ago, he started serving for White River Buddhist Temple. I first met him in 2014, about 8 years ago. So I was still the resident minister of Buddhist Church of Rhoda in California at that time. Then when I was in California, I used to invite it to Jodo Shinshu Center in Berkeley, California to teach sutra chanting and ritual to the minister's assistant. Then in 2014, that was a big surprise. Seattle Bethlehem invited me twice. It is really unusual, I was invited to the same temple in this short period of time, June and August. So the purpose was, the main reason was teach ritual and sutra chanting to the Seattle Bethlehem's minister's assistant. Then I believe that was just before Irene Sensei went to Tokudo ordination. So for her preparation purpose, one of the main reasons was her preparation for Tokudo ordination. Seattle Bethlehem invited me here to have a chanting session with the minister's assistant. So that was the first time I met Jim Warwick Sensei. Then Jim Warwick Sensei drove me to a hotel in Northgate. So that was the first time I met him. Then at that time, 2014, I never dreamed that I would be assigned to Seattle Bethlehem as a Rinban. Then after 3 years passed, I visited Seattle Bethlehem again. That was in January 2017. It was for interview to be assigned to Seattle Bethlehem as a Rinban. I still remember I was ushered into the lounge. So it is under construction, under renovation right now. But I was ushered into the lounge in the memorial hall. I was so nervous. I was so nervous because it was interview to get a kind of new job, right? So from small temple, countryside temple in Lodi, California, then to me, coming to big city, Seattle. Then this is a Bethlehem, then the Rinban is kind of special title. So, it is really appreciated, this offering, kind of promotion, from the minister to Rinban is a kind of promotion. So I really appreciate it. At the same time, I felt so much pressure and nervous if I can be serve as a Rinban here at the Seattle Bethlehem Buddhist Temple. Then 3 or 4 people were sitting in the lounge. Then one of them was Jim Warwick Sensei. Then they asked me, I don't know how many questions, but I was so nervous, I don't remember all the questions. But I still remember the question which Jim Warwick Sensei asked me. The question was, in Buddhism, there are three treasures. which are Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. So we usually recite three treasures during the service. I take refuge in Buddha, I take refuge in Dharma, I take refuge in Sangha. Although they are three are all important, but which one is the most important to you? Among these three treasures, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, which one is the most important to you? That was his question. I never thought about it, in honest. I was pondering how I should answer this question. Then Reverend Jim Warwick continued talking. I think the Sangha is the most important. Sangha is the most important. That's he said. Even if there is a temple and teaching, it is meaningless if no one listens to it. So to me, Sangha is the most important. That was his answer. So he gave me his clear answer. So just like he said, he cherished the Sangha temple members and served Seattle Betsing and White River Buddhist Temple. So I need to learn from him. So his question remains in my mind. Asked it to myself over and over again last 4 or 5 years. Then, when we conduct a service, we recite three treasures over and over again. But in honest, I'm just reciting three treasures without paying attention. So what does it mean to taking refuge in the three treasures? How should I practice taking refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha? So today I'd like to share my thoughts on these questions. So first one is I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Buddha. The true aspect of the Buddha has, our teaching says, no color and no form. But if it is so, if there is no color or no form, I, as a human being, cannot recognize Buddha at all. So the Buddha takes various forms to appear in front of us, in front of me. There is a statue of Amidah Buddha here, a picture of Buddha, and the name of the Buddha. We say Namo Amidah Butsu, Namo Amidah Butsu. This is the name of the Buddha, sounds of the Buddha. So these images are enshrined in the altar in Jodo Shinshu Temple here at the Seattle Betsing too, of course. I clean and organize the Buddha's altar properly, or every day whenever I come, I clean this altar. Then our flower arrangement group offer flowers weekly. Then we offer candles and incense. Then I chant sutra to express my appreciation, gratitude. So this is how I practice taking refuge in the Buddha. The second one is I take refuge in the Dharma. I take refuge in the Dharma. Dharma is a truth, which is the teaching of the Buddha. I received sutra. This morning we chanted Sambutsuge. This is part of larger sutra. We received the sutra, which is the written form of the Dharma. When I took Tokudo ordination, all of us, we have to memorize minister's oath. In Japanese, we call it Soryo no Kokoroe. One of them is, I affirm that I will uphold the duties as a Buddhist minister for all of my life, never being neglectful of responsibility to pursue knowledge and propagate the teaching. So this is one of the minister's oath. We have to remember, as a minister, we always have to have this in your mind. This minister's oath saying, regardless of my age, I always listen to the Buddha Dharma, deepen my understanding of the Buddha's teaching, and live my life following the Buddha's teaching, Buddha's guidance. So this is the way how I practice taking refuge in the Dharma. The last one is I take refuge in the Sangha. Sangha. The Sangha originally means a group of people who practice Buddhism in a monastery, at the monastery. So this is the original meaning of Sangha. Here in the United States, we interpret this Sangha in a broad sense and often use Sangha as temple members. I learned Buddhism from my teacher, my masters. I have to listen to them carefully and sincerely study Buddhism. Then I share what I studied, what I learned from them. Then I shared it with other people, with Sangha. There is one important teaching in Jodo Shinshu, which is Jishin Kyo Ninshin. This is also at the Tokudo ordination, the Gomonshu-sama recite this really short teaching, Jishin Kyo Ninshin. So which means to accept it in faith and teach others to believe in it. Jishin Kyo Ninshin means to accept it in faith and teach others to believe in it. So first, I learn, I study, I appreciate the teaching, and I convey this teaching to other people. So when I teach or share or deliver the Dharma message, just like today I'm doing with other people, actually, I am learning Buddhism. You may think I'm teaching or I'm telling you the Buddha Dharma, but at the same time, this is my learning opportunities. So through the teaching, my appreciation and understanding of the Buddha Dharma become deeper. With this understanding, all Sangha members, all members, those who are sitting here, those who are listening at home, at home virtually, all of you are my Dharma teacher. Because you are here today, I prepare my Dharma message, I read a book, then I think about the Buddha Dharma. So I really appreciate all of you are here today, come to the temple, then we enjoy listening the Buddha Dharma together. With this understanding, all of you are my Dharma teacher. Then in our Buddhist community, we teach and we learn Buddha Dharma from each other. This is how I practice take refuge in the Dharma, in the Sangha, sorry. So I really appreciate the question which Reverend Jim Warwick asked me almost 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I'm still thinking about it. While I was thinking about his question, I felt that we are saying three treasures, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, but these three treasures are all connected, and it is just like one treasure. So please think, because we recite three treasures over and over again, those who are coming to this temple, maybe 10 years, 20 years, more than that, maybe, since the beginning of you coming to the temple, probably you are reciting three treasures hundreds of thousands of times. So please think, what is the meaning of reciting three treasures? How you can practice three treasures? Well, thank you again for coming to this Sunday service today. To conclude my Dharma message, please join me in Gassho. Put your hands together. Namo Amidah Butsu, Namo Amidah Butsu, Namo Amidah Butsu, Namo Amidah Butsu, Namanda, 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 Namanda.